let's start with you, bro.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into streaming, and where you're expecting the journey to go from here?
All right. So, geez, streaming, I always just thought it was the coolest thing. I grew up playing video games. I think the first console I ever remember playing on was like Nintendo. I think other people have touched like other older versions of like Atari and stuff like that. But then we
Wow.
got like the PlayStation, and then we got a Sega Dreamcast with like Sonic and all those super fun games, and then PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I think PlayStation 3 really just made me love games the most because it was a way for me just to like escape school. When I was in school, I just came home and I entered like a different world, and it was crazy because I was like,
Oh yeah.
man, I always imagined being in like a superhero or being like the good guy beating up the bad guys, but here I am
Right.
controlling an avatar in another world, and I'm like, dude, this is sick. So
Now,
after I
can I
got
ask you,
yeah,
is there a specific game that really did that for you? I'm just really curious.
Prince of Persia.
Get out of here! Yes, my man.
Prince of Persia
Yes. Dude,
was
that is I couldn't agree anymore. Okay, but sorry to interrupt you. I felt like that was an important question, so
no, for
keep going,
sure.
bro.
Yeah. No, then I got home on my mission, and again, like I gamed right when I got back home, and it was just like casual gaming. Just went over to my brother's house, played gosh, I think it was Black Ops 3,
Mm,
whichever one where it's like futuristic. And so I started playing that, and then I started to see like people played Fortnite, and I was like, dude, this game is hard. I cannot play Fortnite.
yeah,
Yeah, my I just couldn't get it. But then my best friend was like, "Dude, look at this guy playing professionally." And I was like, "What do you mean professionally?" And he's
right.
like, "Yeah, his name is Ninja. Have you ever heard of him?" I was like, "No." So then he showed me a clip, and this guy's just streaming to like 500 people watching, 1,000 people, and just playing a game. And I was like, "What?" I was
Right,
like,
just
"This guy
owning
could,
people.
yeah, just owning people." I was like, "You could make money off of just like turning on a camera and people just." And he was like, "Dude, yeah, this guy gets like subs." So I just started asking him like, "What are subs? What are this and this?" And then I think just starting this year or last year, I just got a brand new Xbox by my lovely wife, who's always like bought
Nice.
me some cool stuff.
It's a good
But
wife.
she is an amazing wife. But I think during pandemic year, she actually got me, and I told her that this was like the best present she got me because it was an Elite Series 2 controller.
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, like it was something I really wanted, but I didn't think she would get me." So when she got it for me, I was like, "Dude, this controller is legit. I can do stuff that I never done before." And
Is that the one with the
then,
back paddles?
yep, that's the one with the
Yeah.
back
Oh,
paddles.
yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, that thing is just golden.
Yeah,
I agree.
it was amazing. I was like, "Wow, you can like the technology for controllers is crazy." But as I started using it, I was like, "Wow, I'm starting to get better. I'm starting to get really good at this game." And then I was like, man, I should probably try and post a clip on TikTok. So I was like, I'm just gonna try my hand on it, be one of those guys that just clip something and post it on. And I only had an Xbox Series S,
Oh, it's
but I
oh
just started to post stuff on my TikTok, and then people started to watch. And then I was like, man, maybe I should just turn on a camera or get a camera. So my wife bought me a streaming camera and said, hey, here's a camera, try it out. And so I tried it out, and here we are, almost a year later.
cool.
Dude, so you've only been doing this for a year?
Yeah, so by January it'll be a year.
Oh, dude, so
Wow.
not even a year, man.
Not even a year
Right.
Whoa.
yet.
So that's what's crazy is like your journey really started out just kind of. I mean, I don't like, for lack of better terms, like a fluke kind of thing. You're just like, like why not, right? Just
Yeah.
I got it. Let's
Just
do it.
trying it out, just going for it,
Uh-huh.
basically.
But and then so did I hear you say that you were on a mission? Did you do a mission for the church? Is that what you did? Yeah, you're a Mormon.
Yeah,
Awesome. Where'd you go?
I went to New Zealand.
Woo! Oh,
Nice.
is that why in like your Twitter and on your page, it's you always have like the Kiora and
Kia
stuff?
Kyoto.
ora.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And are you Maori or no?
No, I'm just full Tongan, but I went to New Zealand, learned a lot about especially the Haka. Oh my gosh, guys. I cannot tell you how much respect I have for the Haka now that I know like the origin, the passion it goes behind, how people actually view the Haka. It's not just a dance, it's not just something that makes you look intimidating. It
Right.
has stories behind it.
Like
So when I see it here in
spiritual.
Utah, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
cringy. Like the people just do it too fast, or the words are just not they're not screaming it, they're not feeling it, they're just saying the words, and hitting their body, but there's so
Like
much
there's
more.
no
So
mana behind it, like sort
yes,
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely from my perspective of it, when we did it in high school, like a lot of people do it for like football and like
yeah,
athletics. That's like the huge thing, but dude, honest truth, like it's more of a spiritual thing.
it
It's a
Yes.
is.
real spiritual thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
so a lot of people they're like, "Oh, it's the war dance and this and that." Yes and no. But no,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I love that you brought that up, man. So with where you're at now with which is gaming though, dude. So not even a year, just kind of just throwing it out there, and all of a sudden you're here running charities. You're trying to put purpose behind your streams. So today, let's can we talk about the charity you got
Yeah.
going on? That like what exactly is the charity? What is the foundation, and what are the goals there?
So the charity goes towards foster children. So I work for a foster care agency here in Salt Lake City, and I've been working there for 6 years now. And so the charity is basically just funding kids with money, or funding our company with money to go out and buy gifts that these kids are wanting or needing. So since 2020, the pandemic really took a cut in state budget for Christmas. And so a lot of the foster agencies in Utah have to kind of rely on the community now to help get gifts for these kids. So my charity was just really focused on just raising some money. It's, $1,000 is a lot for sure. But again, like, if you think about it, you spend so much money on like food, and if you have your own kids, you spend a lot of money on them. So currently serve 87 of these kids in Utah, but there are like any given time, there's about 2,500 kids in the system in Utah.
Hmm.
So we only have a small portion, but my $1,000, even though in my eyes it's not a whole lot, it still is a lot to these
Oh
kids
yeah.
who can still get some kind of gift, because a lot of our kids come from trauma or abuse or neglect. And so if I could do anything to help them have a better Christmas, receive gifts that they've maybe never thought of dreaming of ever having, then I'm going to do that.
Wow, that's dude, that's powerful, man. Now, before we actually get into the actual the charity, well, the nonprofit that you work for, is it the same as the charity that you're donating to?
Yeah.
The nonprofit you work for? Awesome. So
Hmm.
before we actually dig into it, and I believe it's Brighter Futures, correct?
Correct.
Beautiful. What actually got you into this field? Like, did you go to school for this, or what went on? How did you get started here? 6 years now, right?
Uh-huh. So six
Okay.
years ago, I came back from my mission, and I was like, oh, I need a job. And my older brother was already working with this company, and the company is owned by some really good friends of ours that I went to high school with. So their dad is the owner, Charles Hosea, and he had this company for a while now. So I came home. He was like, hey, you want to come work with us? I said, sure. So I just started working there, and then I just slowly and surely just started to fall in love with working with kids. And so that's how I kind of started with it.
Wow. That's beautiful, man. That's
So
freaking
what
beautiful.
is the hardest part of your job? Ever since you started, what do you feel like is the challenges in working in the foster care system? Like what do you find challenging, and what do you what do you feel like you've learned from it?
Yeah, I would say the hardest part about working in foster care is hearing how many kids come through like the referral list. So we have a guy who gets referrals from the state, and then they go around agency after agency looking for anyone that will accept them, and then if they have an open home for them, then they'll take them. But some of the times we don't have enough families. So the hardest part for me is knowing that we don't have enough homes to provide for these kids, and not knowing whether or not they're going to find one along the way. But I think the most rewarding part about it is seeing them change, not only the kids, but seeing our Polynesian families. It's I think the thing that's fun about it is that you have to unlearn a lot of what you grew up with and
Yeah.
learn new skills. And that's cool to me to see, because
What
I
do you
grew up
mean?
with
What do you mean by that exactly?
so unlearning like Polynesians, we were taught like you might get a spank here and there, or your dad might yell at you, or your mom might say something like loud. But with these kids, they might have sensory issues, or they might have PTSD. So you can't do that. You can't yell at them. You can't hit them. You can't touch them. You have to unlearn those skills and figure out, okay, this kid's coming from abuse or neglect. How can I learn from their trauma, and what can I do as a parent to softly talk to them, or how can I talk to them without even touching them, or maybe even getting down to their level because they've had people standing over them all their life as authority figures, and that's where they hate those. They hate policemen, they hate teachers, they hate people, anyone with power, because that's all they ever looked up at was people just thinking that they were powerful over them. So if we can have our parents like stoop down or sit down with them, then they feel like they're human again.
Wow. Oh my gosh,
That
man.
is so powerful.
So it is even for me because, dude. So actually, last weekend, I had to go watch my sister's kids, and she actually has a child that's on the lighter end of the spectrum for autism. And man, dude, it was a challenge. And
Yeah.
just knowing that it was it's not normal. It's not like the
Mhm.
normal way you would handle things. And I just remember when I was in Costco with my nephew, and he was just throwing something that that you would see that would seem really small to anybody's eyes. But and there's I'm not professional like what's the word? I'm not a true means of understanding with autism. And so, I stood there and I'm like, oh snap, what do I do? You know what I mean? And it was really crazy just to know that this is what my sister faces every day. And not just my sister, millions of people,
Right.
millions of homes has to do this, man. Millions. And so I was really intrigued when I was going through the Brighter Future website. Is you guys offer services to these families, correct? That maybe they have, kids that have autism. You guys kind of go into those homes and try to educate them on what they could do better. Is that correct? Or oh, I think we lost
He's
Sione.
frozen.
I don't even hear him. Do you hear him?
No.
Oh, Sione.
Chat, thank you guys so much for tuning
Yeah,
in.
you
We
guys. Thank you
appreciate you
so
guys. Sorry,
much.
we're not gonna be we're gonna try to read as much of our comments, but we really are trying to focus on trying to get to know who Sione is and what his line of work is and just
Yes.
trying to understand.
Hey, Joe Tato Gaming, someone. So thank you guys so much for coming through. We appreciate you guys. Just like Snappy said, guys, we probably won't be looking at the comments so much, just because we're really trying to dig into who Holy Moly Gaming really is, and just really looking at the fascinating life that he lives as a streamer, as a as an individual. So forgive us if we miss a comment or two, but we appreciate you guys and the support.
Alo,
Joe,
thank you so
are you
much, Alo.
there? There
I
you are.
appreciate you guys. Alo,
It just
Okena,
like
Vince,
wanted to decide
um,
I
to
thought
just reset on me.
I
OB,
was laughing.
Dion,
I asked a
Joe,
question. You just stared me dead in the
Smoinuso,
eyes, and I
June.
was like, "Oh
Thank you
man,
guys so much
I
for
don't
all the
think he
likes and
appreciates my
shares. I
question."
appreciate you guys.
Snappy, are you muted? Oh, she is muted. Okay. Well, so what I was saying was, so knowing that my sister's household with my nephew, and that as somebody with autism, and knowing that there are millions of homes out there, I saw that on your guys on your on Brighter Future, the website, you guys actually offer education. Where you would go into a family's home and kind of show them how to deal with things like this. Is this true? Is that something you guys do?
Yeah. So
Wow.
we
Wow.
do have a lot of trainers who are like, one thing that we train on is TBRI, so that stands for trust based relational intervention, and basically that just helps families look at the whole child instead of just looking at their behavior, because a lot of parents will be like, wow, this kid is mean, this kid is rude, this kid
Mhm.
is aggressive, but they don't really look at the background, they don't look at the history, the trauma, they don't look at the diagnosis. So we offer the training to anyone who is interested in not only foster care, but if they want some parental skills.
Wow. Wow, man.
That's
That is just
amazing.
that's freaking powerful, dude. So with what you do, does does it have any play or an effect into like who you are outside of it? Like if you ever go into a situation, is it really hard to kind of disconnect from you, like disconnect from like what you're seeing? Because I know if I had to guess right, you'd probably want to adopt every kid out there. You know
Oh,
what I mean? You'd want to
100%.
take every single one in. So how do you it's hard to put the question like this because I don't want to say how do you draw a line to it because in that that like where are our morals then, but how do you disconnect yourself from to like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to help them, but let's find help kind of thing, right? How do you do that?
That's a really good question. Um,
Sorry, I don't. And if you don't want to answer any of these questions, I'm dead serious. Like if something gets too sensitive or it
Yeah.
puts you under a spotlight you're uncomfortable with, you don't gotta answer them.
Hmm.
oh no, that's an awesome question. I would probably say how I disconnect myself is probably just hmm. Maybe come back to me on that question.
Yeah,
That's a good
Okay.
yeah.
question. I like
It,
that question.
it ever like you ever just come home from work and just like, dude, like does it like it's just really discouraging to you what's going on in the world kind of thing. Like it's just really heavy on you. You ever get days like that?
Oh, a lot of days, especially when the kids regress or bio families are just giving us a hard time for no reason, or even state workers might decide something and we think it's not in the best interest of the child. So there are a lot of days that I do feel discouraged and angry, but again, I think this is why streaming is healthy for me and doing
Yeah.
things like this. It's really awesome to get away from that stuff and just kind of talk about it. It's a good outlet.
Right, right, and it's like I mean, you say get away from it, but you kind of really aren't either. Because I mean, dude, you are still helping even in your streams.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
Mhm.
dude, man, there's a special freaking place in you in heaven. I guarantee it,
Oh,
man.
I hope
Guarantee,
so.
guarantee it, man.
Right.
So, Snappy, with your experiences with what you grew up with when you were in the foster system, Snappy, what were some of the things that were happening during your time that maybe it's something that you could like relate to Sione and see if like has the world changed? Have we learned as humans to be a little better? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, I feel like what happened to me and my siblings should have never happened to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like with everybody joining the foster care system, they just do the basic background check. But, the background check doesn't really tell a lot about who the person really is. You know what I mean? Like this person can be like a top A student, like with a master degree and like have no criminal background, but could be the worst human being in the world. You know what I mean? And that like that part like was what was the worst because we were abused in our home, and you know what I
Saying
mean?
that, dude, it was just saying that, Snappy. That
Yeah.
gave me chills, man. That gave
Ye-
that was like scary chills. You know what I
Yes.
mean? To know
Yes.
exactly what you just said. You're like, this guy could be a a rocket engineer from NASA, and you just don't know. That's insane. So,
Yeah.
what is something that you guys do, Siona, other than background checks and stuff? Is it
Mhm.
is it a pretty extensive process before you guys actually put a child in a home, or
Yeah, again,
yeah?
we try and match our children with good parents. And so I wouldn't say it's like super extensive, but we do try and do everything we can to prepare them to take in a child because we have like background checks, like you guys said. We have to inspect their home, make sure that it's safe. They have to have a job to provide for them because you do get some kind of form of payment from the state for taking in these kids, but that shouldn't be your main
Incentive.
source of income from. Yeah. So, but you have a lot of like paperwork that you sign. There's a lot of training that we do beforehand, and we try and teach you the best that we can before you take in anyone because you're bringing in a human life into your home, and if
Mhm.
we haven't prepared you for that, then we're failing you to fail these kids.
Wow, wow.
Mm.
I have a friend right now who's her and her husband actually decided to like they want to adopt, and apparently I've realized that it's actually not easy either.
Mm.
So and they're here in California, and they've actually been on a wait list for like 2 years. But I think the thing that slims it down is because they actually have a criteria to the reason why they're adopting. Long story short, they want to have a daughter, but they don't want to roll the dice and have a boy. So they're like, the next best thing, like let's adopt. but then that slims down to who they get to, choose, like, get out of the foster care system, because now they're only getting calls for girls. But still, it's a crazy thing. But she was sharing her experience with the process, and man, I was like, holy hell, dude. It's like easier to join the military or get into the FBI than it is to get on the wait list for a foster family. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, have you guys had any um like instances where you were about ready to like hand over a kid, and you're just like, hell no, like, you're not going to this house. Let's just is that a rare thing, even with the extensive, like,
Mhm.
vetting you guys do?
Yeah, I don't think I've ran into a issue where we were like, no way, we won't put a kid in this home just yet. Um, yeah, we always make sure that the kid meets the family first, and if the family meets them and it says no way, then we don't put them in there. We make sure that it's gonna work out for both sides, and if the kid doesn't like the family, then we don't put them with the family. We make sure that everyone is in a mutual agreement that
Wow.
this is the best fit.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Even with even that you guys have the kids involved too,
Right.
that's
Hmm.
freaking awesome. And so what from now, with that in mind, if you guys allow a child to make the like a decision, hey, I don't really like these people. I mean, is it like, cuz what if it's something that's like, that's posing as like a past experience. So maybe there's a husband in the house, and like a daughter just doesn't like men. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, she's just like, I can't deal with a man. And so when she, maybe the dude's a really good guy, but she's just like, no, 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 no. I
Hmm.
just can't be around a guy. What do you guys do in instances like that?
That's when we just really rely on the training that we give, and
Ah.
hopefully we can just help them because again, I would say a lot of the times that happens. Like we do have a
Yeah.
lot of girls right now that
Hmm.
really dislike men, and so they're really close to the foster moms, but the foster dad has no no say in things, no help to the mom. But slowly the father will just try and do little things by little things. It takes a long time for them to finally feel a little comfortable with the male, but it it's really just time. Time is
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
really the only answer that we can really train them on, and it's not going to be a magical instant where they instantly love you. It's going to take a long time because they had years of abuse and neglect. So it's going to take a lot of years to heal.
Oh
Mm.
man, no, and that's understandable. That's
Mm-hmm.
totally understandable. So with the foster care program that you're with in SLC, is it only limited to that region or your district, or like could somebody in California or Nevada, if they were free for a home, could somebody from SLC come over, or no? Are you
No.
guys really?
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we only cover, I would say, all the way to Provo, and then we cover all the way north to as far as Clearfield. But every state has its own agency. Every agency has its own territory. So we do cover only that part of Utah. But yeah, I think if you were in California or anywhere else, if you just Googled foster care agencies in my area, you probably will find one.
Jade, wow, that is awesome. Can we talk about some of the programs that you guys offer with Brighter Futures, man? It's just, dude, you guys have so much. Like, just going to the homepage, uh, the amount of stuff you guys offer. Now, is this only for somebody that would potentially want to adopt, or it could just be for families in general? Or because I see you guys offer therapy, you guys have after school programs, mentoring, education and training, crisis intervention, behavior programs. Is this strictly to just those part of the foster care system, or?
Yeah, so those services are mainly what we offer contracted with the state of Utah. So the state of Utah will bring us a kid and they are going to sign us over a contract and we sign that and that's the contract that the state will pay us to use our services for.
Wow.
So yeah, the therapy sessions, the behaviors, our day program are mainly just for the kids because the state is going to be paid for those services.
Oh, I
Mm.
gotcha. So I
Mhm.
couldn't, like, if say if my sister did move to Utah or something, she was like, "Man, I just want to be educated better with my, her son with autism." Could she
Mhm.
reach out to you
Mhm.
guys, or not really?
Oh
Maybe you
yeah.
guys, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
so if she wants to learn more about how services can be used for her autistic child, yeah,
Yeah.
we can definitely point her in the right direction, and we can even
Oh,
give her some like trainings, or if she wanted to attend some of our trainings and just kind of see what we teach about, what we train about, and then that could spark some kind of a journey for her where she can figure out, hey, maybe my child needs this specific kind of therapist, or my child needs this kind of program. Maybe this program doesn't fit my child because they might have sensory needs or they might have issues that might not be the best. So it could be a cool idea for her to come and just listen and see what might work best for her daughter, and then take a little journey for herself and see where the best place to fit her in.
the reason why I love that you guys allow that is because I mean, I'm not sure if you guys do it or not, or even would consider doing it, but I feel like there would be a potential for just educating households.
Mm-hmm.
You hit it, you hit the nail right on the head earlier when you were like, as a Polynesian man, or just as a Polynesian person, there's a lot of things you have to unlearn and relearn, or like
Mm-hmm.
unlearn to learn something else.
Hmm.
And dude, I couldn't agree any more with you with that statement, because a lot of times, dude, I think of the last episodes we've had, almost every single episode that we've had a Polynesian, either Samoan, Tongan, anybody from a Polynesian background, dude, it's the same story.
Yes.
Everybody, it's the same story, growing up, family, and I'm sure you as well. I'm sure all of us, just there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of tough love, a lot of just things that just wouldn't fly today.
Yeah.
Now,
Hmm.
man, if it would be so awesome if like Brighter Futures could allow an education service to where they're willing to go into like a certain demographic and just be like, hey, maybe this is how start unlearning and and teaching
Hmm.
Polynesians like us. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah,
but that is crazy, man. That is so awesome that you guys do like things in in that manner.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Snappy, with you, what you've catered your streams to. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to follow this up with. No, hold on. I can't ask that question. Never mind. That's a. Oh,
I have a
sorry.
question actually.
Go ahead.
So with kids who are special needs that come through your program and stuff, I have like do you guys have like other resources where when kids come through and medical doesn't cover, like here in the state of California we have something called CCS, which is California um s- California, is it California Children's Services?
Mhm.
And that program is like a backup system for kids who has special needs that Medi-Cal doesn't cover. Does your program have some kind of resources like that for kids who comes through your program that might not have services that's covered by Medi-Cal?
Yeah, I think we do. So for my specific department that I serve the Department of Services with for people with disabilities, so DSPD kids,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a program for kids with higher medical needs that usually get into that program, and they are covered for life, and that's like a
Wow.
lifelong thing for them, because the goal for DSPD is, even though you are disabled or you have disability, you can still live an independent life. So that is the main goal for DSPD, is that even if someone is with disabilities, their main objective is, hey, you can go to a job and you can try and work for competitive hours. You can do your own bank account. You can do things that other people are saying that you can't, because people are like, oh, you're disabled, but you're not really disabled. They are just people that take a long longer than us to learn things. So yeah, so that's
Wow.
Wow.
that's kind of a cool thing that the state does here in Utah, is they have some coverage for those kids.
And you
That's
said the
amazing.
program here, Snappy in Cali, it does offer that, or
Yeah, but you would have to go. It's hard. Like
Hmm.
how Molly is explaining it, it's hard here in the state of California. You got to go through like lots of appeal with the courts and everything in order to get CCS to cover it.
Yeah, it does also take a long time for some of the
Yeah.
kids here. Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of wait list waivers.
Mhm.
It's sad, but
Yeah.
they just because there's so many people on the list, so they have to kind of pick and choose. Like, there certain kids can't make a certain amount of money, or else they don't qualify. Like if you make too much, then they're like, oh, that means you don't really need our help.
Right.
So they are very picky, and they make
Mm-hmm.
sure that if you are needing the service, then they're gonna give that
Wait,
to you
hold
for the
on.
rest of your life.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that one more time? Like, who makes a lot of money?
The
Like,
family.
The
r-
family or the kid with disabilities, like if they have a job, they can only make a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
oh, really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They can't
Okay.
have more than like I think 2,000 in their bank account.
$2,000. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, dude, that is news to me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what? Just curious. What would be the reason for like a cap like that? Is that just that's just regulation by the state? That's just what they say, or
Yeah.
okay,
Pretty
I
much.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and sometimes it is what it is. Wow, man,
Yeah.
that is freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are your some of your goals for the next month, man? I know you hit the 100K stars. Are you guys still pushing for more, or what's still where are you looking right now?
Yeah, so I am gonna try and push for a little bit more, but for the next month, my main focus is to find people, individuals or families or companies that want to sponsor our kids' individualized lists. So a lot of them. So right now, I have collected 43 lists from our kids. So we have 87, but each one has three needs, three wants on their list, and some of them are just very simple items. Some of them are more on the expensive side. So, we don't have,
Really?
yeah. So we don't
Wow.
have, like, one kid really wanted a PC himself and said he wanted a Elite Xbox controller, and I was like, you could put it on your list, but I can't guarantee that you'll get it. But we've been doing this since 2020, and so far we've been able to sponsor all of our kids. But again, it takes the time to send out the message that, hey, we need people to sponsor these lists, and then get those sponsorships to go buy the stuff, wrap it, and then we go pick them up, or they drop it off to us, and then we organize it. And then the week of Christmas, we finally have all the foster families just come and pick up the gifts. So for the next month, my main focus is just to find people who are willing to spread the word, um,
Yeah. Well,
sponsor a list.
this is
Yeah,
no better place.
this
So
this is the place.
tell us how can somebody, if somebody's really interested in sponsoring one of the 87, what can they do?
So if you follow me here on Holy Moly Gaming, then I'm gonna start posting um, links to places where you can click on a list or a child. You can probably read a little about them, their age, their gender, and then you can just see what their needs and wants are. And if you feel like you can cover that, then you'll accept it, and then I'll follow up with you until Christmas time, and then I'll just collaborate with whoever accepted a list, and then we'll go from
Wow.
there.
And so it's
Love it.
actually not like a monetary thing. It's actually you actually see what exactly they want, and you can just go get it and send it, kind of thing.
Yeah, so like some of them
Wow.
even include Amazon links. So if you're
Woo.
like want to just order it online, then we have that for some kids, not all of them, but some kids are providing links to what they want. So it'll make a little bit easier for those who are purchasing their stuff.
Okay, definitely. We'll be on the watch out for that. Once
Mm-hmm.
you post those, we'll definitely post it to the PGP page, and I'm definitely gonna shout it out on mine, and I know
Mm-hmm.
Snappy will as well.
Mm-hmm.
So right now with like the games you're playing, I see that mostly it's Call of Duty, right? Or what? Yeah. So what happened to the games of like Prince of Persia kind of thing? Do you not play those anymore, or are you
Oh,
out of the RPG scene, or what?
those are my free time games.
I
I'll play
gotcha.
that in
Mm.
my free time. Usually, I don't
Wow.
like to. I won't stream those, but like I would, but I'm like, man, I just wanna. I'm more of the uncompetitive side when it comes to streaming. But for casual gaming, I just love RPGs for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, dude. One of the things that you when you had mentioned like the Prince of Persia, like that was your life changer, dude. For me, it was Kingdom Hearts. It was
Kingdom
that
Hearts.
Kingdom
Ah,
Hearts. That was my Snappy's like, oh my god, these nerds.
oh
I was
come
like,
on,
I
you
don't
can
know what that is.
it was so
I was playing solitaire, you know.
I was
playing
Oh,
playing
Space.
007 and Scarface, and no, none of those.
no, that was it for me, man. Like definitely it was, man. But you're right. I don't think I'd ever stream it though. I think that it's just I just zombie out when I play those games.
Yeah, that's me
Yeah.
too.
What are you thinking of like the new map and everything? What are your thoughts on have you tried Modern Warfare 2 yet? The new one?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have. So
yeah.
far, it's pretty good. Again, I don't understand the camo grind. I think it's
Mm,
funny when people are just grinding those camos.
me
But
too.
I told Snappy, I was like, people are just gonna buy a skin bundle and use that camo from that bundle. So I was like, I've never picked up a gun in Warzone and see a gold camo or a platinum camo.
All
It's
right.
always like something to do with their skin. So I'm like, I'm more of like leveling up the guns, but I think the balance in the guns right now are a little off. I think they're coming out with the balance patch, so I'm
Mhm.
excited to see which guns are going to take over. Or it's never really a truly balance. I
Yeah.
think right now in Rebirth and Fortune's Keep, I think that's like it's very balanced. But right now in Modern Warfare, I think the shotguns are kind of OP, like a one shot hit. And I think some
Oh,
of the
dude.
like
Yeah.
AK-74U is freaking destroying people everywhere on the lobby. So I don't know, but I'm excited to see what gun comes out on top and then what people are gonna level up because I'm trying to level up. Ugh, the way that they're leveling up the system. Jeez, level up this gun to level 13, and you unlock this gun. Go to that gun. Level up this one to unlock this one. I was like, huh, it's like playing a little maze.
Yeah, I think it was Snappy I was watching the other day, and she was just getting frustrated. She was like, "This is stupid. This is stupid." But
That's
no,
me.
so I actually haven't played Modern Warfare 2 yet. I have the game, just I haven't done it yet.
Mhm.
But from what I hear, I'm kind of interested in it because now it's like in Apex, or is it going to be Warzone 2? Maybe I think I'm being confused with. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Your attachments are no longer part of the gun until you're in the game. You can pick up attachments now, right? Is that Modern Warfare 2 or what is that? Is that Warzone 2?
Yeah, I think they're trying to copy the style of Apex. Like you pick up a scope, pick up this. But I think when you get your own loadout, it all comes with the attachments.
Gotcha.
But I know the loadout drop is a lot different. Like now it's a loadout drop for everybody to grab. Like it's only first come first serve kind of thing. And then I
Oh,
think there's a thing where you could, like pick up a contract and you have to clear out a building of bots and then it gives you a free loadout. But you can only grab one
that's
gun.
interesting.
Yeah. So it's
No,
gonna be a lot. So it's a lot slower. I think they made it a lot slower, a lot more strategic in how you
yeah.
play the game because like
You,
you
you know,
can't rush.
I kind of disagree with that because, dude, the other day, Snappy, when you and Rock Easy and those other guys were playing S&D, oh
Hmm.
my God, like that was not slow. That was not slow by any means. Like, like you hear all of them. Everybody that I was watching in there was like, "Oh man, the movement's so slow." I was like, "Dude, you guys are busting like 360s in like a second. What are you talking about slow?" So maybe I'll be able to see the gameplay for myself when I do it. But from what I
Mhm.
see, and you were streaming Modern Warfare earlier, weren't you?
Yeah.
Right before here, dude. I don't understand what everybody says when they're like, "Oh, it's slower and tactical." Definitely not. I do like how you can pop left and right though. That's pretty dope. Like how R6 Siege allows you to do that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, man. That's freaking. It's a pretty good grind. Well, it's a good feature, I think. What
I
about
don't
you,
even think
Snappy?
I've
What do you?
used that feature yet.
What,
I don't think
dude?
I've used it. Have you, Snappy? Used the little peaks?
The mount when you mount
No,
or
no,
like
no. You
Like
no,
can
you
then
can.
I haven't. No,
I
I
I
haven't.
don't I don't think that is that a
I don't
thing?
think
I didn't even know that was a
I didn't
thing.
even know too. I know you can do that on Rainbow, but I've
Rainbow.
never. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think.
I've been seeing people. Maybe it's maybe it's actually the view, the one I asked you about, Snappy, the helmet view. Maybe
Oh,
that's the
cam.
one.
It was
Oh,
the cam. Yeah,
The
the
helmet.
cam view.
kill
Maybe
cam.
it's that.
Yeah, the.
Yeah,
It
it
might be
looks
that.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll double
Uh,
check because I swear it was Rock Easy. I saw doing it. He was like popping left and right, and I was like, or maybe I was watching R6. Who knows? Jeez. Well, but what about you, Snappy? What in the game is like just laying your frustration out in there? Like, what is it?
I,
What do you hate
it
about the
is the
game?
movement.
What? Really?
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot slower. I feel like and I mean it. I can adapt to it because it's literally like MW2. I played MW2, and this game is basically like a throwback of MW2. It's just the
Okay.
maps is different, but the game, like the way you play, is a lot more tactical. And it's the grind is a lot harder. So a lot of people are upset because they've adapted to Rebirth and Fortunes, which is a fast paced game. You know what I mean? And Warzone, like you're constantly moving. But when you come over to Modern Warfare 2, they remove hardcore, so everything is core. And that's like I think that's and the movements are a lot slower than what they're used to. So I see why and I understand why they're upset about the new game, but at the same time
Different game.
it's a
Yeah.
game. Like,
Yeah, it's a
like
different game.
you can adapt.
That's what makes you a gamer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, since your stream, Sione, has it only been Warzone for you, or have you ever tried like PUBG, Apex, anything else?
I used to be heavily into Apex before. Like I
Oh.
think I grinded it for like all 7 seasons before, but everyone once Call of Duty got big, everyone left me for Call of Duty. So I was literally just playing by myself. So I was like, dang it, I have no one to play with. So I just jumped over to Warzone. But I honestly think if I would have stayed on Apex, I would have been like a way better Apex player than a Call of Duty player for sure.
Really? Oh yeah,
Hmm.
dude. Well, the thing I swear by, and I tell everybody in our community, everybody that I invite from our PGP page to come over and play, dude, they're all from Call of Duty, and when they come to Apex, they're freaking beasts. Every single one of them. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous, man. Like so, Stuno comes and play when me and him play. Dude, I've been playing since season 0. Stuno,
Yeah.
Stuno started like summer. And
Yeah.
this guy will kill more people than me. And I was like, all right, Stuno, nobody likes you, bro. Get out of here. I was like, no, don't worry. Dude, it's insane. So I think there is something about I don't know what it is, but with a lot of the PC players, I'm sorry, it's mostly the PC players that I see this with. But maybe there's just a you just have to be a better aimer in Call of Duty in order to like kill people than better than what you would have to be in Apex. And so it's just more fluid. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of what it is, man. That's really
Could
what it
be.
is.
I haven't played it for a little bit, but I think I played it a while ago on
Yeah,
once I got the PC.
I
And
gotcha.
yeah, the movement, the aiming felt a lot smoother than it did
Hmm.
when I was on Xbox, which
Yeah.
was crazy because I was like, man. And I don't know, I don't care whoever says that PC doesn't give you an advantage. It's 100% better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then, dude,
100%.
try playing on PC with a controller, and dude, you're a god. No,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
dead serious.
Aim
Yeah.
assist.
Dude,
Right. The
yeah,
aim assist. Yeah.
with aim assist, and then like just you just get better resolution and stuff. It's just way more clear, and then you have the option because on console you can't change your field of view as much,
Mm,
dude. You can change it hardcore on
mm-hmm.
PC. It's just insane. Are you a controller player?
Yeah.
You are, but
Hmm.
you play on
PC.
Xbox, PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hmm.
So you're a god. You're
He's
that guy.
pretty good at
I
rebirth.
wish.
He's really good. He's really good on rebirth. We just had a co-stream a couple of days ago or last
Yeah.
week, and yeah, he was carrying big time.
What's your biggest bomb? What's your highest kill streak so far?
22.
Ah,
Ooh,
jeez,
yeah,
man, jeez.
Yeah, it's small, but yeah, I was like, man,
that's
whenever
not
I
small.
feel like,
That's huge.
whenever I feel like I'm good, I like pop over and watch like Saya or Big
Right?
Buddha and
No,
watching those
they're
guys.
demons.
Those
Yeah,
guys,
Those guys are
I'm in
demons.
them. Yeah, like
dude.
they take it to the next level,
Right.
and I'm like, man, one day I'll get there. But I just enjoy watching those guys because their IQ, the movement, the practice they put into the games, you can just see it all come into fruition in their
Yeah,
games, and I'm like, gosh, that's what a good gamer player looks like. So
dude. Some of the poly streamers have been super impressing me on Warzone
yeah,
as of late. It was like I don't know if you know Latu Gaming,
yep.
Yeah.
Rudo 684. Rudo
Hmm.
684 just dropped a freaking 50 bomb.
Oh
I'm
my
I'm like, what?
god.
Like what? Like, dude, he
Yeah,
was. I remember about a year ago, he was so proud when he got his 20 bomb.
yeah.
Right.
A year later, this guy is just 2x. What the hell? Latu too, man. Just insane stuff, dude. Somewhere, just I wouldn't like. I couldn't fathom of even coming like marginally close to, man.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
oh yeah, man. But walk us through your day, man. Like I'm sure everybody wants to know as a streamer, man. And even with what you do, what does your day look like before
Oh
you go
man.
in, before you come home and push that live button? What is
Mhm.
everything that's going on?
So, man, a lot of it is just spending time with my wife. So I'll
That's
wake up. Yeah, my wife is everything, and I do everything surrounding her. So like the gaming stuff, I make sure that I make good time with her before I do anything game related, because of course Well,
Good
happy wife,
man.
happy life, you
Good
know?
man. Right choice.
My dad taught me well. But yeah, so like we'll wake up together. So she actually works with me. My wife
Oh,
and I work
Nice.
in the same place, but she's actually my boss. No surprise.
in the home and
Love
at work.
it.
In the
Love
home,
it.
in work.
In all aspects of my life, my wife is my boss.
That's good. Hey, that's
But
never bad.
yeah, it's never bad. So we go to work together. We work at the office from 9 to 3, 4, or 5, which however we're feeling. Usually we'll cut it down to 4 o'clock. It's about half-hour drive from our house, and then we'll come home. We'll try and spend some time together. We have a dog, so we'll spend time with him. And she's always guilt tripping me like, "Oh, we left him all day here at home. He's been lonely. We got to take him on a walk. We got to, pet him." So we'll do a lot of stuff together. We'll watch that. We'll make dinner. We'll watch some anime. We're heavy into anime together. Finally
Wait.
converted her to the weeb side. So
Ah.
she's a weebster now. And then yeah, usually I'll start streaming at 9 p.m. because then I usually try and spend the 3 or 4 hours with my wife and my dog, and then I just come stream from 9 to 12 when everything's kind of settled down.
Man, and that's what's
Nice.
freaking awesome. I love it because a lot of people really think that all people do is just go on, open their OBS and turn that live button on. But dude, like they don't understand that you just came through just 12 to 14 hours of and part of that's work, but just
Mhm.
from work to family,
Family.
just being you, and then have before you can even come and hit that live button, there's just everything else in the world has to align
Mhm.
before the
Right.
live button
Yeah,
can be pressed, man.
exactly.
So and it's great, dude. It's an awesome thing that you keep that part of your formula as as a husband, and are you a father as well?
Soon to be.
Yeah, soon to be. Whoa, what?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
sir.
So, having a baby girl in March.
Oh man,
Hey,
Oh, let's
dude. No,
go.
seriously,
Lots to
so
huge
excited.
celebrate.
congrats,
Hey,
Lots to
thank
dude.
you so
celebrate
much.
and look
Heck
forward
yeah,
to.
man. Dude, you got a lot going on, dude. So
Right.
even yeah, so you won't be streaming until midnight now. There we go.
You know it.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it your birthday today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, it is
Ah,
Mm.
tomorrow.
All
we'll turn
right.
up,
Are you
man.
doing a
I'll turn
birthday
up
Turning
for
it
stream?
up.
you.
Thank you. What was
I'll
that?
turn up
Are you
for you.
doing a birthday stream?
No, I
Oh,
left it up to my wife, and then just whatever she plans for me, I'll do whatever she wants.
You were
oh,
right,
that's good.
right. But no, so back to what I was trying to, what I was saying is like your formula is impressive, man. It's just a lot of
Hmm.
people. It isn't easy. It's just not. And the way that I think that you're going about doing it, and you said it earlier, a lot of people are like, it's cliche to say this, but for real, happy wife, happy life. Just like
Mm.
when everything outside of the game, the stream is set and put together, and is you can is all managed well. The stream just comes. It's just more fluid, and you see that in your streams. And what are the fruits? The fruits are getting 100K plus in a matter of 2 to 3 days. What was it? Two streams?
I think 5 days we hit it.
Five
Yeah.
five
Wow.
days. The
Hmm.
fruits of your labor right there, from just managing everything else in your life, and that's what you get to harvest, man. And that's freaking beautiful. People got to learn that. People need to freaking learn that, dude. So, dude, props, kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, man, dude. Hey, Sonia, we don't want to keep you too long, man, but we totally appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you coming here, making the time to be here. I know you were streaming earlier. Um, what is something that you can leave for our viewers, man? Just for like as if they want to get into streaming in the same way you did, and because actually, Snappy and I actually talked about this right before you came on. Um, there are streamers that we see today that just are just way different than what they were before, and the what we notice is they're like you. Their streams mean something. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Their streams freaking mean something. If somebody wants to get into the same position as you are today as a streamer, what would you tell them?
Ooh, I would. So I actually answered a question from my brother who asked me the same thing, like, what's the biggest thing I learned in streaming?
Mhm.
And I was telling him that the biggest thing I loved learning in my almost 2 year streaming experience is that I really am capable of doing whatever I set my mind to. When I started, it was just, man, how do I use my camera to connect to my Xbox? YouTube. how do I what else am I like if I'm watching someone else, I'm like, how do they get notifications to pop up? YouTube. So I just YouTubed a lot and I took a lot of time to really just learn, and then I was like, man, I'm actually understanding this stuff because I'm applying it. But it was just crazy to see, like, after almost a year just looking at how I'm using OBS, how I'm doing Discord now. I'm Facebook streaming because I was on Twitch before, but I moved over to Facebook. But I just YouTubed a lot, and I was like, gosh, like how easy is it for me to learn this stuff if I really want it. And
Hmm.
that's where, like, people who grind, you're like, how do the people grind so well? Like, how do people work so much? How do people do this and this? It's because they just have the mindset, like, if you really want it, you can do it. And I was like, man, I learned that in streaming is I really wanted to try this out. I really wanted to be good at it. And I just went ahead and I studied, I watched videos, I implemented, and here we are. Almost a year later, we got cameras, I bought my own PC, I got monitors, I got stuff that just, because I actually believed that I could actually do it.
Wow, man, dude, powerful, powerful, dude. Snappy, you have anything else for Sione?
I do have Tracy who was asking for an email. She wanted to help the cause. And
Oh,
so,
beautiful.
yeah, and your brother actually helped. He sent over your email to her.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
But
No,
of
man,
course.
really
Tracy.
awesome, bro. I love everything that you're about. I love what what you guys are doing, especially the charity stream. The things that you guys are doing for the kids is huge.
Thank
That
you.
is something huge. You know what I mean? And thank you again for taking the time to join us tonight.
Of course.
And
I was trying to actually. I was telling Snappy earlier. I was trying to find because I was in your Twitter last week, and I was trying to find the story, but then I couldn't find it anymore. But you had shared a link about something like with some a foster family that I believe your brother had
your
adopted.
his
It,
Yeah.
brother.
yeah, would
Yes.
it be okay? Would it be okay to take the time to share about that, or is that too
Yeah.
personal? Or yeah,
No, it's probably one of my favorite stories,
yeah,
because my brother has shared it on his Twitter page. So I'm gonna try and find his Twitter is pretty much the same as mine. But his is under holy underscore moly 88. So you
okay,
could probably find his thread there. And he has a huge thread, and it got like thousands of likes and stuff like that. But anyways, while I was on the mission, my brother and his wife had some infertility issues, and he explains it in his thread. Just to make it super short, long story short, they got the idea that they could foster some kids, and so my other brother, who was working with the foster care agency, called him up and was like, "Hey, we got some kids for you guys. Would you guys be able to take in some kids?" And I think he was only like, "There's only 3 of them." And my brother was like, "Yeah, let me talk to my wife." And so he hung up the phone, started talking to her, and then he gets another call back, and then he's like, "Hey, bro, actually, it's a sibling set of 6 kids." And
wow,
so they were like, "Geez, 0 to 6 kids in one day." And I think they really had to think about it. And gosh, like I just can't believe how loving they were just to say, "Okay, yeah, let's do it." So they got in 6 kids. I'm gonna try and pull up a picture because I love looking at their faces. Because
yeah.
I love my adopted nieces and nephews. They're such beautiful kids, and
Dude, they are a beautiful family. I actually saw his he posted it on Twitter. Or you did,
mm,
and they had the picture right there, and it was just
yeah,
gorgeous family,
Beautiful.
gorgeous family.
yeah, beautiful kids. So yeah, I'm looking at them right now. But anyways, one of the daughter, she's about to get married in February. But
Wow.
so they have these kids. They've had them for a while now, and so they just had to again unlearn and learn things that they were taught and start to love these kids because I don't know fully their background. I always forget, but I just know that they did not have
Right.
loving parents. So when they came into my brother and his wife, they just took them in and just started treating them like their own. And then I believe it was 2019 or 2020. I think it's 2019 or 2020. Although you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's when they decided that they were going to adopt all
Wow.
6 of them. And yeah, it's a it was such a great experience, not only for them but for me and my family, just to see my oldest brother just open his big heart. Because yeah, 0 to 6 kids of like you're not even blood related. It's like kids you're getting from different parents. But I mean, I always talk to the daughter, the one that's getting married in February. Her name's Brittany. She always tells me how, like, the minute she got into their home, it was just nothing but love, nothing but things that she had wished, and it was just, yeah, it was amazing. So
And it sounds
I
like
love that.
you and your brother are obviously really close, and so that y- that's part of your life as well. You know what I mean? Because I mean,
Mhm.
your uncle, you're
Mhm.
your uncle for them, and you're another
Hmm.
protector for them. But man, dude, props to your brother. Did you say Alo was his name?
Alo. Hmm.
Dude, Alo, if you're here, you're listening, brother. You are the man, and dude, I'm telling you, you and your wife, dude, just you guys are gonna be blessed, just
Blessing. Yeah.
substantially, man, substantially, dude. But and dude, beautiful family, man.
Right.
Sione, brother, thank you so much for sharing that story. I know it's touched a lot of people that are listening today, and thank you so much for sharing your story, brother. Thank
Hmm.
you so much, man. All right, PGP family, thank you for coming through, joining again. You got Sione in the house, Mr. Holy Moly. Hey, by the way, where did Holy come from?
Uh, Man, I think we've used it a lot. I think how.
I think all your
Well,
brothers, you and your brothers use
yeah,
that
right.
name, right?
Yeah, all yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a catchphrase that people have just always said to us, like,
Holy moly. Is
yeah,
that
like
what it is?
you just hear it a lot, and so you're like, man, why don't we just use that as like our name? Like, holy moly!
You
So,
heard it here. You heard it here first. PGP fam. A holy moly in
Right.
the house. Snappy Sugar Gaming, Gucci Torch. We love you, family. Sione, thank you so much, brother. Have a
Thank you,
blessed
yes,
night,
brother.
guys.
Have a blessed night,
Have
everybody.
a
blessed night,
Night
blessed night.
everyone.
chat.
Thank you very much.
All right. I am unlive. Oh, he left.
Oh, he left. Let me invite him back. It's just so he could chat. Hold on. Let me send my let me he was just like, all right, bye.
Later, guys. You stop.
Hold on.
Awesome. All right. Did you did you invite him back?
Yeah, I wrote him. We gotta